Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders, the great millstone. GMS would tell me this truth, and honors to all the Akim out there is pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And the title of this lesson is going to be Babylon will be completely desolate. And that's the thing. The place is the world knows as America. All right, the United States of America. Its end is gonna be it being desolate, or it becoming desolate. All right, and that's according to the scriptures, because the Most High, he has a great destruction coming upon this place. All right, and I just wanted to start off here through the Spirit in Isaiah the 13th chapter, because this pretty much is going into the destruction of Babylon, the punishment of America. Okay. So this is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 6, and it says, it says, how ye, well, let me start at 5. It says, they come from a far country, from one end of heaven, from one end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Now, the weapons of the Most High's indignation is going to be the thermonuclear missiles, which are going to come from a far country, all right? And it says, the headline says right here, judgment on the day of the Lord, and that's what's coming to this place, judgment. And this is verse 6. This is, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. And that's right. And it says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid, pains and sorrows shall take hold of her. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames, because the things that are going to take place in the judgment of the Most High, a lot of you people are going to be troubled with terrible, terrible fear. All right. In verse 9, it says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And that's right. And that's the thing. This land is going to be made desolate 100%. Okay, and he's going to destroy all the ones that plow after iniquity and sow after wickedness. Okay, it says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light, and the sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause their light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And that's what's going to happen. And it says, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even the man of the gold wedge of Ophir. And that's right, because the scriptures talk about in Isaiah the 4th chapter that 7 women shall take hold of one man, because the judgments that are going to come, these women are going to be looking for a man, and not just no regular guy, a man of the Lord. Okay. And it says, therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place. And that's going to be caused by what you see on the screen right there, the missiles. Okay. And it says, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the day of the Lord, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Because when the Lord returns, he ain't coming, he ain't going to be coming in a nice way, man. He's coming rough. All right. And it says, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep unto no man that taketh up. Then it says, they shall every man turn into his own place, and flee everyone into his own land. Everyone that shall be found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And that's right. A lot of people going to fall by the sword. All right. The main sword is going to be YAHAWASHI sword, or YAHAWASHI sword, which is those missiles. All right. And it says, their children shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and the wives ravaged. And that's the thing. This is what's going to come to pass, man. Nothing but perilous times, man. Now, this is all the punishment from on high, the Most High. And it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which would be a Rosha, all right, if I'm not mistaken. And it says, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And that's right, because Babylon, America, is going to do something to where it's going to piss off every nation, and they're just going to say, fuck it, man. we're going to, hey, spare no arrows. And through the Spirit, we're going to grab that. Lord's will. And it says, verse 18, their bows shall also dash young men into pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's right. And that the way that Sodom and Gomorrah went out is the same way the Most High is going to bring down America, okay, with fire and brimstone. And just like nothing inhabits Sodom and Gomorrah, same place is going to be for this. And verse 20 says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelling from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and it says, and the owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant palaces. And in her time is near to come, her days shall not be prolonged. And that's right, because this place has an expiration date. All right. Now, when it said, excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, let me bring this out through the Spirit. Let me see. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 19. And let's start at 23. And it says, and the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And that's what happened, because the people there were wicked, just like the people here are wicked. And it says, and he overthrew and he overthrew the cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. See that as well. And it says, reading on, verse 26, but his wife looked back from behind him. And that's right, because she pretty much, she loved being in Sodom and Gomorrah. And it says, and she became a pillar of salt. And that's right, because they were ordered not to look back. And it says, and he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah, or a matter of fact, Salakia, it says, verse 27, and Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord, and he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And that's right. And the reason I wanted to read that is because when you go to the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, the 17th, or let's start at the 15th verse, it says what? It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her, because America makes all these other nations, some money, make them wealthy. It says, and stood afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing and saying, alas, alas, that great city, which is America, okay, that was clothed in fine linen, and it says in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches come to naught. So in 1 hour, the Most High, he's going to deal with this place, man. In 1 hour, he's going to jack this place up, man. And that's literal, not just, it might be an hour and some change. No, that's literal one hour, man, 60 minutes. For in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the companion in ships and the sailors, and as many as traded by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? See? And it says, stood afar off, right? And it cried when it saw, it says, 17th verse, the last, sentence, it says, stood afar off. Next verse, 18, it says, and cried when they stood, and it says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. And just like how Abraham, he looked towards the Sodom and Gomorrah, and he saw the smoke of her burning, the smoke of its burning going up as a what does he say? Damn, I just forgot. Was it like a furnace? Yeah, like a furnace. Same thing happened here, Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein all made rich, wherein were made rich all that had ships in all that had ships in the sea by reason of her consolation. For 1 hour she is made desolate. And that's right. So for 1 hour, the Most High, he's gonna make this place desolate. And that's who the Most High got his eyes on. All right, his eyes are on the sinful kingdom. Let me grab that. All right, Amos 9:8, and it says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord YAHAWASHI are upon the sinful kingdom." Now, that sinful kingdom was referred to Israel at one point, but now you could refer to both Israel and this wicked kingdom, Babylon, aka America. Right? It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from out the face of the earth." You see, so the Most High, he has this place that to where he's going to destroy it from out the face of the earth. And it says, "Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord," because the house of Jacob, all right, the elect are going to be preserved from the judgment to come. All right, the judgment that's going to come from YAHAWASHI. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 1, and it says, "Woe be unto Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." And that's right, in this place America's destruction is at hand. And it says, verse 3, "A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?" And that's right, and that sword is the Most High YAHAWASHI sword. All right, you read about it in the book of Isaiah 34:5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven," which is those missiles. "Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea," which Idumea is another way of saying Edom, "and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness. It was made, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." And this place, America, is modern day Basra as well, or Basra as well. And that great slaughter is soon coming to the land of the Idumeans, which is America. Okay. And it says, "Read on, a sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is set among you, and who may quench it?" And that's right, because what's going to come from those swords, those fiery flying serpents, is fire. Very, very hot fire too, if I may add. It says, "Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it begun to burn? May anyone turn again the arrow that is shot from a strong archer?" And that's right. And the arrows, that's the missiles. All right. That's the best way that Ezra could have described it. And I would have to say it's pretty spot on, you know. And it says, verse 8, it said, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?" And that's right. Can't nobody stop what the Most High sends. You know, you can't stop what can't be stopped. And it says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?" And that's right. And there's nobody, man. You can't stop his anger, man. That anger is going somewhere, and it's coming upon you wicked evildoers. And it says, "He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten into powder at his presence?" And that's what's going to happen. A lot of these people are going to be beaten into powder at his presence, man. Are you going to be eviscerated by these missiles? You're going to be torn up by these laser beams, man. Okay. It says, "The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea rises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled. The fishes thereof are troubled before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot from the ends of the earth." And that's right. And those arrows are the missiles, man, and they're going to be shot from the ends of the earth. Okay. "Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth." And that's right. So these things aren't going to stop until they come upon the earth. "The fire is kindled, and it shall not be put out till they consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot from a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plague that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days?" And that's right. And the Most High Yahweh, when he sends his son YAHAWASHI, that's who's going to deliver us, all right? It says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, which is what? These governments. And the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And what are we going to do? Have our complete trust and faith in YAHAWAH Ba'Hashem YAHAWASHI. All right, when he brings forth his wrath. All right, and asking and praying that in the day of his wrath that he remembers mercy as well. Okay. But yeah, man, this place is going to be destroyed, man. This place is almost out of here, you know, and this place is going out with a bang, literally. And, you know, we living in some beautiful times, brother. So, just watch, continue to pray, continue to fight, continue to endure, And, I pray, I'm going to go ahead, I'm ending it off here through the Spirit. I pray and I hope that this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. As always, I'm going to give all praises to YAHAWAH Ba'Hashem YAHAWASHI Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who tell me this truth. Honors to all the Akim out there, pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And until the next time I say, brothers, Shalom.